Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sama. So in this video I want to speak about two things or two topics. First I want to talk about Apostle Suleman and his attack on Pastor Abel, and then I'm going to talk about Yul Edochie and how his church that he just started has already closed down. So coming back to this topic of Apostle Suleman, so basically a lot of people know the story anyways. I'm not going to go too much into that. But basically what happened was that Pastor Abel made a video in which he said that he had tea with God, right? Okay. And then Pastor Abel came out and said that it's not possible for anybody to come out and it's not possible for anybody to have tea with God. And he said, what brand of tea was that? And all of that. And said, God does not eat. You understand? So basically from that, it means that if you go by what Abel has said, he's basically saying that what Abel is saying cannot be true because it's not biblically backed. Because God does not eat food. And he quoted Bible verses to back up what he was saying. And then Suleman came and made a video in which he said, now, there is no problem in disputing what someone has to say. There's no problem. Everybody can have their own. You see this? Okay, anyway, let me just go into this. I believe anybody can come out and debunk whatever they want to debunk and say what they want to say. Everybody is free to say what their opinions are or how they see it. But the sad part, I have to be honest, the sad part is that he was addressing it and it was like, yeah, you're a man in my country. What did you say? Yeah, there's a man in my country who is attacking fathers. I call him the short man from Uyo. And he continued to say all he had to say, and he kept on referring to him. And the short man from Uyo said, is it from Uyo? And the short man from Uyo said, and the short man from Uyo, and the short man from Uyo. I just feel like that was unnecessary. As grown people, let's even leave Christianity on one side. As grown people, there are ways to address a topic without name calling. He's a short man. I don't even think Pastor Abel is short. I have to find videos or pictures of him standing around other people. Not that it matters if he's tall or short. It doesn't add anything or subtract anything from anybody, right? But I don't even think he's short, because if I have to find photos of him with other people to see where his height is. But let's not forget that the heights we have are the heights we were born with. Who created us with the heights that we have is God. So how do you come to defend God? Because what you want to talk now? Oh, sorry. Come to defend another pastor against another pastor and then make mockery of basically the God that made him. You can criticize people according to their actions or their words or whatever, but not according to things that are not, because your actions are your decision. Your words come from you. You made the choice to speak them. But your height has nothing to do with you as a person. You didn't create yourself. If we go by the Bible, if we have to go by the Christian God that they claim to serve, you will not make mockery of somebody with something like his height, that we all know he didn't choose his height. Like I said, I don't even know if he's short or tall, right? But even if he's short, is it a crime to be short? Why use, okay, this is supposed to be a church, right? Okay, think about it. In a church where he is a pastor, there are going to be some short people there. So when he was saying the short man from Uyo, he has basically made it look as if it's okay. That is, like it's okay to mock people by their height, as if a shortness is something to be ashamed of. What about his church members that were there listening to that? You know what I mean? He could have come out and say, I think he said some other things about this one, that one, that. Could have said whatever he wants to say. Quote Bible if you have that Bible verses to quote. But to turn it to a personal fight, that's like children's playground when people were in primary school. I always say it to people when they say my father was not born again, but I never heard my father curse once in my life. Never heard him use some derogatory words at anybody. And my father was not a born-again Christian. And then people that are supposed to be born again are speaking like this. I feel like it's sad. Let's call a spade a spade. That was wrong. That was just unnecessary. Even the Pastor Abel, he's basically saying that what Adeboye has said cannot be possible, because he never said that tall man in whatever, or he didn't go to attack the person as like, you know what I mean? Like, anyways, he basically was, people can attack, if I use the word attack, doctrines. People can discuss doctrines, disagree and all of that, but not, you know what I mean, mock people for their height. I feel like that was wrong. I don't know what your opinions are. Whatever your opinions are, you can leave them in the comment section. Then go on to Yul Edochie. So we all know Yul Edochie came out and declared polygamy. And I'm one of those people that said that this man cannot do the polygamy because I saw that he couldn't do it. We all saw that he couldn't do it. That was at the early stage. And we ended up being correct because so far he has not succeeded in doing the polygamy. And he's still, as far as we know, he's still a husband to one wife. And May Edochie basically said that she will not be numbered. She didn't marry him with polygamy in mind. And as far as we know, they are Christians. So it's not even like, you know what I mean? So she even said it that, you know, she's a Christian. She gives her faith and all of that. So now, yeah, I just gave a bit of a background for those that may not know him. A lot of people know them at this point. But sometimes there are foreigners that watch me, you know, from other parts of Africa. They may not even know these people. So basically, he started a church recently. Let's say about 2 months ago, I think. Yeah, about 2 months ago or something like that. And he came out and he said that God has called him to be a pastor. And, you know, all of that. You know, it's very easy to come out and say God has called you. And then you look at the caliber of some of the ones that have claimed it for decades. And you still see signs that there is no way the same God that the Bible spoke about would have called that person or called that person or called that person. You know, different people have claimed. Because the Bible says that by their fruits we shall know them. We have seen the fruits of a lot of them. And we can say, if you go by the Bible, there's no way that person is working for God. And those I say, what about this miracle that pastor did? Even the Bible said it. On that day I would say, on that day they would say, I did mighty things in your name. I did miracles in your name. He would say, and he would say, I never knew you. And all of that. Okay. So when he came out, Yul Edochie came out to say he's a pastor. And we're not surprising. But the amount of Nigerians that instantly, that first live stream, they already say, man of God, man of God, man of God, man of God, just because he came out and said that God called him to be a pastor. And they were already, some in the comment section were writing comments like, you know, God has ordained you for this. Don't listen to people. This is your calling. So people will use Bible, you know, they know how to use Bible when he suits the agenda they want to support. And they say God does not choose the qualified, he qualifies the chosen. And all of that, try to back it up. But we're all looking at Nyanya, okay, Nyanya eyes, right? So, funny enough, this same guy came out and made a post and said, this is the man, Yul Edochie, that said God called him. Church, church is over already, within 2 months, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let me make sure. Yeah, 2 months. Okay, so now he made a post in which he said, sincere apologies to all members of True Salvation Ministry as a result of my extremely busy schedule. Right? I haven't been able to keep up with our live broadcasts. He does a live video on YouTube as a preaching, right? He said, however, I will continue to minister to you all through our social media posts as the good Lord directs. He just makes some posts and they love each other. Love is a principal thing. No, like just post once in a while, right? Always remember, the most important teaching of God is love. May God bless us all in this new week and beyond. Amen. Okay, that's his post he made. And I'm saying, now somebody that said God called him and God has told him that he is a pastor. God has ordained him and God has called him. Okay, we say, you know, go pastoral school. Who ordained him? Okay. So how does God call someone? Man, no laugh. How does God call someone that is too busy to do the work of God? So this God does not know that Yul Edochie is too busy. Really? Look, he said, as a result of my extremely busy work schedule, God did not know that Yul Edochie is too busy. And God decided to choose Yul Edochie to be like, this is what I'm saying. And this is the sad part of it. Christianity is a faith everybody is free to come in. You understand? It's such a, nobody is harassing anybody. You can do what you like. That is why things like this are happening. When I say you can do what you like, is that God does not come down and force you to do this or do that. Christianity is not forced on anyone. And that freedom is what some people are abusing. To just come out and say, God called me. And they know a lot of Nigerians are very gullible. Also wanting to say that God called me, and the person becomes untouchable. That's why somebody can come out and say God called him. God knows that you're very extremely busy, and he called you to come and do his work. Is the message then to the world is this God you're speaking about, is he really a God? Because if he didn't know that you're too busy to be a pastor, if he didn't know that your ministry will only last 2 months, 2 months, only about how many live service, only about how many services, and maybe they did about how many times. So that God that is supposed to be all-knowing, that God that's supposed to be all-knowing, the God that knows yesterday, knows today, and knows tomorrow, chose you, that you are too busy to do his work. Is it really God that chose you? So at the end of the day, this is why people look at the Christianity of these days, and it's like a joke to the world, unfortunately. And it's sad when followers of some of Nigerian pastors, or anybody that just springs up from anywhere and claims to be a pastor, and people follow, they play a role in this, what I can call, in this whole rubbish, in this whole mess continuing. Basically, Yul Edochie church, from what we're seeing, they have not done church now for about 3 weeks now. They never do church. If I'm not mistaken, when was the last time? When was the last time they did their church? 3 weeks now, they've not done church. And this is someone that said that God called him. Believers, Christians, they have to rise up and start saying enough is enough. Because a lot of people are making mockery of what, the world sees as supposed to be Christianity. And until more people begin to speak up, we need to get up and start speaking up. If not, a lot of these messy things will continue to happen. I just feel like it's embarrassing, the whole thing and the way things are going. I don't know what your opinions are about this whole thing. Do you think it was okay for Suleman to call somebody the short man from you? Should you laugh at somebody for their height? And what do you think about Yul Edochie? Do you believe God truly called him? Whatever your opinions are, as always, please leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.